And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Wednesday, May 6th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome. It is a Wednesday morning. The sun is shining. Going to be a wonderful day, and we're glad to have you with us and glad to be on the air today, as we are each Wednesday at this time. Cedar Stone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson. Simple banking, simply better. Bob McDonald is with us this morning, calling in to do the commercial. And Bob, good morning and welcome again.
Thank you, Coleman. Good morning, and great to be with you, and thank you for letting me call in again. Nice of you to accommodate me in that way.
Well, we work to help each other all we can, and sometimes this is more convenient for you. And for one thing, for sure, by doing this, we're social distancing.
That's right. It helps in that matter too. And by the way, Coleman, you and I talked last Wednesday. You were asking about what our plans are for our branches, and I mentioned to you that we're going to open our branches, our lobbies back up on Monday, which we did, May 4th, and it's gone really, really well. I think I mentioned to you also in the last few weeks, I mean, we've been open this entire time, and we've been fully operational. We've been fully staffed since all the virus guidance has been out there. So, you know, we've been fully staffed. We've been serving our customers, but we opened the lobbies back up on Monday. It's gone real well. We have plexiglass shields at teller windows and at our customer service desk, and we have social distancing mats on the floor, and we have signage asking folks to practice social distancing. We call it simply social distancing. Catchy, huh?
I like that.
Yeah, and it's gone really well, and our customers have respected it, and our employees are comfortable. So we're glad to be back and glad to see our customers. We miss seeing their faces, and you know we're not shaking hands or hugging yet, but at least we get to see each other.
Yeah, and that does make a difference. Now, if you already know somebody, it's not as difficult dealing on the phone with somebody that you really haven't met before. You don't know what they look like. You don't see their facial expressions or their reactions when you speak to them. It's quite different.
It is. There's nothing like meeting in person. You know, we do a lot of our meetings now via conference call. We've had some meetings on like Skype and Zoom, which I was not familiar with until all of this, but it's a pretty neat way to conduct meetings. And so at least with those types of things like Zoom and Skype, you do get to see faces and expressions. But there's nothing like being in person and judging reactions and having that type of in-person interaction.
Well, we know the economy has taken a hit here. I mean, there's no question about that. But your perspective, how are we going to come back? Is it going to be pretty good? Maybe.
Very good question. We have an optimistic outlook, Coleman. We're already seeing the community pick up its pace. We're seeing more cars on the road. We had people waiting to come in the bank on Monday morning, and so we're already seeing people out and about. We know restaurants are open with limited capacity, but at least they're open. And so we have a positive outlook that as more days go by, that we have that type of opening up of the economy and society, that we'll see the economy begin to improve, and we'll start to see people come off of unemployment, go back to their jobs, which is what it's all about. We're already seeing the stock market take improvement just with the economy opening up. So real estate values don't seem to have taken much of a hit. So let's just be hopeful that we'll continue to take this progression upward.
Well, no doubt there are people out there who need to borrow some money. You have money to lend. You can get your loan at Cedar Stone, as we say. But how is that going right now?
It's going real well, Coleman. We have a lot of people who are starting, and it's picking up. We're having more people buying cars and buying houses and refinance their home and do home improvement. And so we've really not felt like that loan demand has gone down any since that early March period. So it's still been, we've been very busy, Coleman.
And interest rates are extremely low, really. They're very favorable right now.
They are. The Federal Reserve, as you know, they've been keeping rates low, which is an incentive to borrow money, and that's the whole purpose. That's why the Fed will do that, and they will keep them low until they begin to see the economy pick up and start to see that inflation is taking place again. But we can expect these low rates for quite some time into the summer.
Okay, we got just time to talk about the free checking. It's available at Cedarstone Bank.
Yeah, thank you, Coleman. And we're starting to see people travel more, and so with your Simply free checking account, you get free checks, you get free online banking with bill pay, and you get an ATM debit card. You can use your ATM anywhere in the world, and it's free. Your charges from other ATMs are reimbursed to you. So it's a great account, Coleman. It's good for folks of all ages, and for those of your listeners who don't bank with us now, we would be delighted and honored to talk to them about coming and learning about Cedarstone Bank.
And you can go in today and go inside and establish that free checking account, right?
That's right. That's right. Come in and see us. All three of our locations, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, and Donaldson. There'll be a friendly face there waiting to help you.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us this morning. We'll do it again next Wednesday. Bob McDonald, he is President, CEO, Cedarstone Bank, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, Donaldson, Simple Banking, Simply Better, and Simple Social Distancing. 10 minutes after the hour. All right, I'm going to remind you, of course, that this is the first Wednesday of May and the first Wednesday of every month, unless we deem otherwise, unless there's a reason not to. We have somebody from the UT Extension Office with us, and we've got Shelly Barnes this morning, who's been waiting for about 10 minutes to talk, tell us what's on her mind. She is on the phone today. Shelly, good morning.
Well, good morning, Coleman. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Sun is shining, and it's going to be a wonderful day.
That's right. I'm outside today. Johnny's inside wrangling the kids. So maybe we won't have any surprises out here. But,
it's a little bit cooler this morning.
Thank you for letting me call in. It is a little cooler this morning.
Well, we're glad to hear from you, whether you're calling in or whether you're live here in studio. And you've been a part of the UT Extension family for quite some time, and certainly have had your share of times with us here in this time devoted to the Extension Office. So,
15 years this year.
Things have been a little bit different, no doubt. But give us an update this morning. What all's going on?
Sure. So we're all still working from home, but we are working, and so we're just kind of having to adapt our classes and make some of those more of an online format, just to maintain social distancing. And one thing that I've got coming up today at 1 o'clock is a Preserving Food Safely class. We're talking about pressure canning. And so that's going to be a trend that we see more and more people planting gardens this year and wanting to know how to preserve their food. And so we wanted to go ahead and kind of get that jump started. And this will be our third session. We talked about best practices a few weeks ago. We talked about the water bath canner last week. And this week we'll talk about the pressure canner.
The pressure canner. How far back does that go? Is that something that became popular maybe in the mid-40s? Do you know? You weren't around then.
I would have to research when that came about. Open kettle canning was probably one of those things that they did long, long ago that we don't recommend anymore. And then the pressure canner came out. Of course, the pressure canner is for low-acid foods, so vegetables, meats, food mixtures like soups and stews and stuff like that. And so that came about, and that's the safest way to can our food, to make it shelf-stable. Mm-hmm. That's what we're wanting to do when we can our food, is to make it shelf-stable. And we want to prevent, the growth of bacteria. And we're really trying to prevent botulism. That's the main concern with these low-acid foods.
So you're going to have a class on that. It'll be a demonstration, I guess. Go through the whole bit, pretty much.
Well, it's hard to do a demonstration online, and so I have a PowerPoint, and I go through all of that, and then we have a live question and answer at the end. And I find out that the question and answer session is really probably the most beneficial to people, because that's where they can, get all of their pressing questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
And we use research-based information. And everything that we get in Extension is from our test kitchen in Georgia, at the University of Georgia. So that's the National Center for Home Food Preservation. So all of our information is good, solid, has research behind it. And so all of these tips and recipes that we recommend using are research-based.
Well, let me ask this. We'll go to a break here. How many people maybe will join you and participate in this, maybe based on the 2 previous times?
Sure. Last week we had 33 people attend online. And so I feel like that's a really good number. We had 43 people registered and 33 people attended. So, people are interested. Lucas is doing a lot of horticultural type of Zooms or online sessions, and I think that has kind of piqued people's interest. Like, okay, if I'm learning about gardening, I probably need to figure out how I need to put it up.
Yeah.
So
right.
We're kind of doing these hand in hand.
Well, is it too late for somebody to join you, or was there an
No.
No, okay. How do they do that?
They can send me an email at sthill24@utk.edu, or they can get on our Facebook at UT-TSU Extension Wilson County. They can look me up, send me a message, however they want to get in touch with me. And I will shoot them the registration link. Okay.
All right. We're going to take a break right here. Shelly Barnes is with us this morning from the UT Extension office. Stay with us for more here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. We want to thank our friends at Bates Ford and that low price tire guarantee on all tires every day up to 30 days after the sale. There'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still in good shape right now as far as really bad interstate accidents. We are watching it build out of Dixon County. However, here on 40 East up past 840 through Kingston Springs, arriving there into West Nashville. Still looks good down through Madison 65 South. There at Briley Parkway. Check out the premier luxury vacation cabins near Gatlinburg. Log on today, CosbyCreekCabins.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, we're glad to have Shelly Barnes with us. I was telling Shelly a story during the break. I'll tell you what, I'm going to share this with our audience, Shelly, if you don't mind. It won't take but a minute or two. I mentioned yesterday to somebody on the air here that I have a son who lives in Kokomo, Indiana, and he'll be 50 July the 2nd. We were planning a cruise a week or 2 after his birthday, and that got canceled. We're not going to be able to do that. And we were talking yesterday through Facebook, like I guess you do your program here, with a son that lives in Smyrna and with the one in Kokomo. And Melissa, Clark's wife, told him yesterday right there with all of us watching that what she had planned for him, this cruise, and now that it wasn't going to take place. And so he was impressed and then disappointed all at the same time. But but anyway, we'll find something else to do. Back to you. I mentioned that because there is a way of not only talk. I mean, we're of course just conversing over the telephone this morning, but when you have the other technology and can actually see somebody that's hundreds of miles away and have a conversation that way, that's a little bit better, and that's kind of what you're doing, I think, with the program you're talking about.
Yeah, we do it on Zoom, which is an online meeting platform that we have. And so it's pretty much the same thing. I think you're talking about FaceTime, which is through our iPhone.
Yeah.
I love that during this time of social distancing, Coleman, we're able to still stay connected with our loved ones. And I think that's important, especially when we're talking about our mental health or how we're feeling, you know, and that kind of segues into something else that I wanted to talk about this morning. We were thinking about some of our people that we work with on a regular basis in Extension. FCE, of course, you know, Home Demonstration Clubs would be my area, you know, Livestock Association for Ruth, Master Gardeners for Lucas. And we were trying to think of some of those people that maybe wouldn't get some of the social interaction that they were used to. And I was really concerned about some of these people. And so we kind of came up with a fun idea for our 4-H'ers. Mm-hmm. And we created a pen pal program. And that's been going on for a few weeks now. And so the 4-H'ers and a few FC members that wanted to participate are sending letters, old-timey letters, through the snail mail to some of these people that maybe don't get enough interaction. And I talked to one of my FC members that's a recipient, and she's so excited about this program. And she said, "Can I write her back?" And I said, "Of course you can write her back." And so it's just, I think that that's going to be a good way for not only, you know, the adults that maybe don't get the social interaction that they're used to, but also for our kids, for our 4-H members that aren't used to writing letters. It's going to give them a totally new skill, you know, and also give them some idea of what other people are experiencing during this time. So that's something that we're doing together as an office staff, working on that project together.
Well, that's a neat idea. How long did it take you to come up with that?
It didn't take us long. We went through all of our lists and kind of handpicked people, you know, and so that took a few weeks or so. And then getting the kids that wanted to do it and had enough postage, because we were, you know, trying to make sure that they didn't have to go out places and get supplies, you know, had enough paper and other things, cards or whatever. But it didn't take very long, and we were all on board. Everybody was excited about it, and so this is our second week of doing it. The idea is for them to send one letter, card, whatever it may be, a week.
And how long is this going to go on?
We're not sure. You know, we're not really sure. We're just going to kind of play it by ear, depending on how long, you know, this season lasts. So we're not really sure how long it's going to happen.
I can imagine some great friendships being established here.
I can too. You know, when I was in college, I have a certificate in gerontology. So that's the study of older people. And my favorite classes were when we were paired up with senior citizens. And I just got to learn so much. Of course, my grandmother was much older than my cohort's grandparents, I guess. And so I just always enjoy listening to the stories from way back when. And those are always my favorite classes. I learned so much more than I could have ever taught any of those friends. And so I think that this intergenerational project is going to be so good for both sides, not just for the 4-H'ers, but for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so. And you, people who've been around for a long time have seen a lot of new things come along. People who were born in more recent years, they just take all of this for granted, almost like we'd always had the internet or cell phones or whatever, and we haven't.
I know, and I'm one of those people that's kind of like stuck in the middle. Like, I remember the party line a little bit when I was really little. I remember, you know, having the rotary phones and stuff like that. And so sometimes when I'm talking to kids, they're like, "What planet are you from?" But funny. And
at the same time, you wonder, you know, what's going to come along next, and how much more change we're going to see in the future.
Things that you can't even imagine. You know, it's going to blow our minds, I'm sure.
Well, what else is going on? You are social distancing, as we have said. Do y'all have any plans for the office being open anytime soon, or any change in the way you're operating at this moment?
Yeah, and so Miss Ruth went over that with us yesterday. We have a weekly office conference so that we can stay connected and stay in the know of what each person is working on. And UT has told us that we're not doing any face-to-face through the end of July, but we'll have a phased re-entry, and they've got that listed out. And so we don't know when that will happen. You know, obviously looking at the data of cases for our county and stuff like that. But they have it all mapped out and ready to go. And Ruth will be working with the other administrators to make that happen and tell us what we need to do and be a good leader in that respect. So,
Right. Well, I take it that all of y'all have been safe and healthy and doing okay.
Yes, yes. And we're all healthy and we're all doing good and we're all working. We're still working for the citizens of Wilson County, Coleman.
Uh-huh.
We're still here for them, for you all, and just doing all kinds of different classes. You know, we're doing things that we might not have thought about before. The 4-H agents have been doing amazing things with 4-H Online. They have an activity every single week that 4-Hers can complete. Leah, she's one of our 4-H agents. I know you've met her before. Mm-hmm. She's actually having a virtual dairy tour on Thursday, and that's exciting. I mean, if you haven't, you know, ever went to a dairy, it'd be awesome to be able to see it online. And so if you need more information about that, you can contact me and I can get you her information. So we're just trying to think outside the box, keep our people engaged and give them, you know, things to do that maybe they wouldn't have done before.
Well, I know you have your website, your Facebook, whatever, but as far as the telephone itself, if somebody doesn't, if they want to contact you through the telephone, can you leave a message and you'll call them back?
Yes, they can always call our office, which is 615-444-9584. Mm-hmm. They can leave a message for whoever they feel like it should go to, or they can leave a message on Diane's phone, which is one of our administrative assistants, and she'll route it to the person. We're checking our voicemails every day. And so that is, you know, we're definitely making sure that we get back to our clients as quickly as we can. So yeah, that's a great way too, to leave a message on our office phone.
Well, you've probably had quite a bit of contact with people that way, even though you are working at home and probably hadn't been to the office very much, but right. You're still working, still working, right?
Still working, and you know, my FCE members are still making face masks for the hospital.
Uh-huh.
They have made over 1,000 face masks for our hospital and our emergency and essential workers, and I'm so proud of them. They're still making those, and there's so many things going on that we're doing, Coleman. It really is, you know, we're adapting to working from home, but it's also like we've not skipped a beat, because we're just doing what we always do.
Yeah. You mentioned children earlier. How are yours?
My children are great. Ripley is 5. Davis will be 3.
Oh, wow.
On tomorrow is his big 3 birthday. And, you know, they have started understanding the sickness. That's what we've been calling it, because it's hard to explain it to little ones.
Uh-huh.
Davis is in... I'm so thankful for Delane Freeman Smith, if she's listening. She posts these videos of horses on her Facebook page, and me and Davis watch those because he's really into horses right now. And he really wants to go riding horses. And I keep telling him that maybe we will, but we have to wait until the sickness is over. And he keeps telling me, but Mama, the sickness is over. So he doesn't really understand, but they're getting through it.
Well, everybody has their own perspective.
Yeah. So he keeps arguing with me that the sickness is over. I know that he is feeling just like everybody else. We really want this sickness to go away.
Oh, don't we? Yes, we do. Well, anything else? Got about another minute here. If anything else you want to tell us, Shelly?
Yeah, and so we really just want to, you know, tell everybody that we're thinking of you and we're here for you, and we want everybody to stay safe and adhere to CDC guidelines if you can. That's the most important thing. so that we can hopefully, get rid of this. We want to be back and working in the office and meeting our clients where they are. And so we just wish everybody, to stay safe and healthy, and we hope to see you soon.
Well, we always appreciate having you on when it's your turn, and I know Miss Ruth has got a schedule that she gives you. You know ahead of time when you're going to be here, but we always look forward to your visit and the information you provide for us, and just thank you for the good job you're doing, Shelly.
Well, thank you, Coleman, and I miss seeing your smiling face today. You always do a great job, too. You know how much we appreciate you. And MJ.
All right, thanks.
Here at the radio.
We'll talk with you later. Thanks for being with us today.
Okay, thanks.
All right.
Bye-bye.
That is Shelly Barnes with the UT Extension Office. And before we take our break here, I want to pass along something. There's going to be a food giveaway for Wilson County. The distribution is at 104 Webster Lane in Lebanon. Desiree Starks, I think, is in charge of this, but this will be tomorrow, Thursday, May 7th, and Friday, May 8th, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The MCCAA Lebanon Outreach, again, at 104 Webster Lane, and distribution tomorrow and Friday, and that's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., and this is through the Mid-Cumberland Community Action Agency. Eligibility will be determined on site. And if you're picking up on behalf of someone else or have questions about eligibility, you can call 615-444-4714. Now we'll take a break, and part two coming up. This is Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental Redmax. Complete inventory of weed eaters, blowers, hedge trimmers for the commercial user and homeowner with up to a 4-year warranty. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still in good shape as far as really bad interstate accidents and delays out here. We've seen a couple of minor accidents the last hour or so. Watching it build at times on Ellington Parkway, coming down from the top there to the bottom, in from Dixon County on 40 East, arriving there into West Nashville. That's picked up also. Spring allergies are no fun. Try the natural way with sinus syrup from that Elderberry Lady. Mention this ad, get a 10% discount. Log on to that elderberrylady.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny, and the next, you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
With churches not being able to gather, we wanted to make sure our audience is aware of our regular Sunday morning programming. We call it God's Country. Starting at 7 o'clock, it's Southern Gospel and positive country music. From 7:30 to 8, it's The Gospel Show, hosted by Miss Dean. 8 o'clock, it's College Hills Church with Minister Wilson McCoy. At 8:30 to 9, it's Word of God broadcast by Ronnie Briley. From 9 to 9:30, Hillcrest Baptist Church with Pastor John Ferguson. From 9:30 to 10:30, it's Call on God Today, hosted by Brother Kenneth Bowen. At 10:30, it's another message from College Hills Church. From 11 to 11:30, Maple Hill Church with Minister Rob Long. And from 11:30 to noon, it's Southern Gospel and positive country music. Join us each Sunday on WANT or WCOR or online at WANTFM.com.
This is Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Whether it's cleaning, painting, remodeling, or simply getting better organized, we have the tools and equipment to get the job done. Scaffolding, paint sprayers, ladders, power saws, portable heaters, temporary lighting, generators, hardwood floor staplers. From wallpaper steamers to bulldozers, Absolute Rental has what you need. Call 615-443-RENT. Absolute Rental and Supply. We have what you need.
It's going to be much cooler today than it has been. High today will only top out in the low 60s with partly cloudy skies. There's also a slight chance of a few light rain showers as well. On Thursday, highs will top out in the upper 60s with plenty of sunshine. Our next chance of rain arrives by Friday. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
morning. Philip Adley's here and just chomping at the bit. Talking about Absolute Rental Supply. Good morning.
Morning, Coleman. How are you?
I'm good. That's kind of an old one, chomping at the bit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't even know for sure what it means. I guess it maybe you had a bit and bridle in a horse's mouth. Maybe that's where it came from. I don't know.
Excited about getting going. A horse can get excited. So.
All right. Well, Absolute Rental Supply located at 1325 West Main, and the phone number there is a very important one for you if you're going to do business with them. Philip wants you to keep this number in mind, 615-443-RENT, R-E-N-T, 443-RENT. So what's going on?
You know, Coleman, we've been very blessed. We've had some extremely busy days here in the last several weeks. This sunshine with weather like what we're going to have today, where a lot of people are trying to get a lot of outdoor projects going on. So, you know, we've just been extremely blessed, extremely busy, and like I said, the weather's finally getting, hopefully it'll dry up a little bit. You know, we've had a lot of storm damage, chainsaws, generators, post office chippers, dump trailers, all that type of equipment's been extremely busy lately, and you know, I'm glad for I'm ready for these storms to move out and be away. But there again, well, you know, we've been able to serve the community with the equipment we have.
Well, I know you have stump grinders. Now, some of these trees got blown up by the roots, so I don't know whether they're going to need stump grinders or not.
No, they may need a big loader, a dozer or something to move those around.
But you've got just about anything to help somebody, these kind of things.
We really do. And, you know, to go along with that, a lot of aerial lifts. We have been very busy, active here lately, is, you know, people having to get up and get trees off of roofs or replace trim around the house, you know, that type of deal. So, like I say, the storms have caused a lot of damage, caused a lot of heartache, but hopefully we've been able to help people out.
Well, what you should do, if you don't already know this, don't already do it, go to AbsoluteRental.com. You can see just about everything that Philip has to rent there, and you rent by the half day or several days.
Exactly.
But I think the least is 4 hours, isn't it?
4 hour minimum on equipment.
And so it's all right there. But in order to rent it, since there's such a big demand and it's not always all available right at your fingertips, you need to call 443-RENT and then find out when and if it's available, and even have it delivered if you need to. The internet and the telephone works great, doesn't it?
Exactly. You know, we offer reservations. That's a huge part of our business. And, you know, the last several weekends have been very pretty. Most of our equipment's been out. And I always tell people, if you're getting earth moving equipment, skid steers, mini excavators, trenchers, chippers, things like that, you know, if you give us a call by, say, Tuesday or Wednesday, we can normally always have it for you on the weekend. On the weekends, a lot of times we'll have people calling at midday on Saturday, hey, I'm looking for this. And you're like, no, they're all gone. And but
early bird gets
early bird gets the worm. But we by making the reservations, we can normally accommodate people and get it scheduled in.
Yeah, and well, here again, I mean, in this sort of thing, it's got to be first come, first served, and you've just got so many. If you're out, you're out. But I know you go to the nth degree to satisfy your people, do all you can. But there's just so much you could do. You just got so many of those. So think ahead.
Yeah, there are so many things that are seasonal. You know, like tillers, for example. Tillers, garden tillers. We have 3 different sizes of garden tillers, and they've been a very hot item this year. Everybody seems to be wanting to grow a garden this year. But they're kind of like an aerator. They're very seasonal. You're just going to need them one time a year. And so we can't afford to have 20 of them sitting there just to accommodate everybody for that one time a year. So, but those have been a very popular item. I failed to mention that.
Well, anything as far as, I guess, the seeding and the pre-emergent and all that, that's kind of past.
Yeah, the pre-emergent time is kind of past. We have a fertilization program, and there's a post-emergent, or not post, herbicide, post-herbicide, that also my mind's gone blank, that you can put down and still kill weeds. We have a weed and feed, and you know, it's still time to do that. But as far as the pre-emergent, that time's pretty much left.
Well, one another good thing about it, not only do you teach people, show people, make sure they understand how to operate the equipment, but you have a lot of any kind of thing you sell there, like the pre-emergent or the post-emergence or all of this. You have some directions and even some either written or vocal directions that going to help people too.
Exactly. We really do. We try to have the supplies that go along with the rental equipment. And it makes it really convenient for the customer. They don't have to run all over town to get everything they have to do their project.
Right.
If you're putting a water line in, we have the trencher, we have the PVC pipe that goes along with it, things like that. So you can make the one stop. So we just trying to go back to make sure the customer gets done with their job the most efficient way.
All right, your hours, we might mention again, you're open early to late.
Yep, 7 to 6 Monday through Friday and 7 to 4 on Saturdays. We have found that's a very huge part of our business because it allows that homeowner when they get off work or contractor to be able to bring it in. It's just been a big blessing.
Well, we appreciate you being here each Wednesday, and I hope we do it again next week.
Sounds great.
Hey, Philip Etherly with Absolute Rental and Supply. Again, the phone number 615-443-RENT, and they're located at 1325 West Main. Just look for the big sign there. We are 21 minutes before the hour. Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash joins us now to talk about a lot of things, I hope, but last night's City Council meeting for one. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Coleman.
And how are you?
I'm doing very well, very well.
You've been enjoying the sunshine when we've had it?
I did this weekend. Marcia and I managed to get out on the lake for a little bit. Coming back Sunday, we got to the Watertown exit. We're getting off just as that big wind blew up.
Oh.
And I had a cover on the back of my bed. I don't know where it's at now. It's gone. And we had a tree in the backyard, about a 40-foot maple tree. It's still standing, but it's split about 2 feet down. And I took off a day and put a bolt through it and pulled it back together. So I'm hoping that'll save the tree. We're going to get it topped today.
Okay, well, maybe it will. Well, I guess what we've had here twice, really, it shows you don't have to have a tornado to have a lot of damage, a lot of wind damage.
That's right. And the city we had a lot of trees down in Lebanon, and Public Works did a lot of chainsaw work over the weekend.
Well, I think from if the report I saw is correct in Middle Tennessee, guess it was the Nashville area, but when I'm talking about power outage, there's more power outage from this Sunday night than there was in the tornado or in the flood of 2010.
That's what I heard. A couple of our city councilmen had their power out for a couple of days.
And I know they work really hard and do all they can. I think Middle Tennessee Electric is known for getting your power back on about as quick as anybody. But when you got that many out, and might have even been more in Nashville, I don't know. That's where I think those were the numbers. I don't know how many Middle Tennessee Electric had out, but that's a humongous thing to get everybody back on. And
it really is. And I'll say a word about Middle Tennessee Electric. They are fantastic. When any kind of event like the tornado and this wind damage, they are out and work until the power's back on for everybody.
Well, I hope everybody's back, especially I hope everybody's back. Know, when you think about it, when the power goes out, if you've got a freezer and you've got food, you stand to lose a lot of that. And
you really do.
And that's probably happened to a lot of people. My heart goes out to them. I mean, you talk about a lot of money there.
You get pretty
several
quick.
$100, even thousands of dollars.
Yeah, unless you run down to Absolute Rental and get a generator.
Oh, did you have a momentous meeting last night?
I wouldn't call it that. We had kind of a short meeting last night. A couple of things came out of it. But we were meeting again via video, which I'm glad we have that option. But I'm ready to get back to face-to-face. That's
well, since you bring that up, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the meeting last night, what kind of time frame? That would have been your first meeting in May last night. So in 2 weeks from last night, you'll have another one.
Yes.
Will it be the same format? Or
I think so, yeah. Maybe one more that I hope we can get back to face-to-face and having the public come in. It adds another element when the public is there that can watch the meeting and take part in the meeting face-to-face. We are able, if you call in advance, to get you on the video meetings, but it's just not the same feel as being there in person and talking to your council person.
Do you have any idea how many people participate other than the necessary ones?
We have staff, most of the staff is on there also. We just had one person two people last night that when we gave them a chance to speak, they came on and spoke to us.
Oh, okay.
So people are starting to get the feel of it and call in, but just call in City Hall, talk to our IT guy, Mike Collinsworth, and he will make arrangements for you to be at the meeting.
Mm-hmm. Well, if and when in June, I guess is when we're talking about here, you'd actually
Hopefully.
open up again. I guess it'd be certain guidelines, but we've been relaxing some of this on a gradual basis here.
Yes.
What you're saying is the meeting place there at City Hall would be open. I guess people would come in and sit 6 feet apart, maybe, and
probably
wear a mask or maybe not, whatever. But social distancing.
Yeah, we will make whatever accommodations we have to make to keep everybody safe and to take care of the city business.
Well, how do the others pretty much feel the same way as you? Would love to get back to the regular routine?
I think so. A couple of them are a little bit nervous about getting back, I think, and I won't call any names, but but I understand it. This is a time when we have to be careful and make sure we do all that we can to remain safe.
Yeah, there's some of you that are senior citizens.
Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know who they are, but.
Well, we'll find out what happened at last night's meeting after we go to a break here. Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash is here. We'll talk about last night's meeting and other things pertaining to the city on our return from this break on Coleman Company FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:44. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Bates Ford. The special oil change, they've dropped the price. It's $24.95, up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. Plus, they'll pick up and deliver your vehicle back to you absolutely free. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. We are still in good shape right now. 65 coming up through Williamson County from Franklin into Brentwood. Traffic still holding up as well west Nashville. On I-40 East here up by Charlotte Pike. Coming in from Kingston Springs out of Dixon County this morning down I-40 eastbound. It still looks good. Check out the premier luxury vacation cabins near Gatlinburg. Log on today to CosbyCreekCabins.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
This is Bob McDonald with Cedarstone Bank. We know there are times when financial circumstances can be complicated for families and businesses, but we do not believe the solutions need to be. That's why for 15 years we've been delivering simple banking to our customers while still offering all services and products. We're thankful for our customers and the communities that we serve. If you don't bank with us, it would be our pleasure to visit with you and talk about how simple banking is simply better.
Cedarstone Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Coleman Company, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you visiting us. We'd like to visit with you on your radio Monday through Friday in this hour. And we have a lot of people in our community who have made this program popular. We do have a good listenership, and each one of you is part of it. And just want to say thanks for tuning our way, and thanks for our guests. However, if you're on the phone or if you come out in person like Mayor Ash is this morning, Mayor, I hope you look forward to these visits as much as we do having you and all our other guests. It just, I've enjoyed doing this for 26 and a half years.
My goodness.
Believe it.
That's hard to believe.
I've seen a lot of people in that time, and it's one of the good things for me in all this that we've been going through since the middle of March. I still get to get up and get out every morning and come out here and talk to people. And a lot of people aren't that blessed.
You're absolutely right. I've been coming out here for quite a while, and I remember when I first started, it was kind of daunting and nerve-wracking to come out here and be on the radio. I have to say, you make it a pleasure. Enjoy talking to you, and you don't put me on the spot too often.
Well, okay, we won't do that anymore than we have to. How's that? Let me do one other thing. Okay. We'll get to this because Desiree Starks gave me this announcement last week, and I'll have to be honest, I forgot to do it until today. I had it in my briefcase, and one of them things. But the food giveaway at the 104 Webster Lane in Lebanon. This is the Mid-Cumberland Community Action Agency, and they do this from time to time. But tomorrow, Thursday, May 7th, Friday, May 8th, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. will be the distribution. Eligibility will be determined on site, and if you're picking up on behalf of someone else or have any questions about eligibility, you can call her at 615-444-4714. So now that we have got that out of the way, what'd you do last night?
Well, it was a pretty short meeting last night, but there were two items that I wanted to let everybody know about. One was a resolution in support of the coronavirus emergency supplemental funding grant. About a year ago, I hired Anthony Tate as a grant coordinator and grant writer, and he's paid for himself many times over. He searches the internet looking for grants for cities. Also, he helps some of the nonprofits around town too. And you're welcome to call Anthony if you have a nonprofit and you're looking for grants. He can help you find them, show you how to write them, and that kind of thing.
So even that is under his job
That's
description.
part of his
not
job.
only for the city of Lebanon, but even nonprofit, you allow him to help.
That's right. That's as long as the city of Lebanon is first on his agenda, then he can help the grant the nonprofits and he's worked with the senior center and others, the fire department, the police department, public works. Just recently, he got a multimodal grant from the state, over $750,000. So we will be putting sidewalks on the south side of town on state roads.
Well, if I was an employee and my boss, the mayor, said something like that I had earned made my pay several times for the city, that would make me feel awfully good. So
Well,
I think we'd say our hats off to him for doing a good job.
He's done a very good job, and he works with the department heads. This multimodal grant, he worked with Public Works. They worked with him, and they worked together and put this grant together. I'm so proud of all of them. The planning and the engineering department, they worked together so well to put this grant together, and it helped the city. If we've got $750,000 from the state, that's $750,000 we can of our money we can use somewhere else. So this is a great thing. This grant, this coronavirus emergency grant, would be for the police department for about $47,000, and would apply to reimburse for overtime, equipment, supplies, and training for the police department. That applies to the coronavirus, what they do for that. So again, that's another $47,000 of tax money that comes from somewhere else.
Right.
The other was an ordinance we did first reading, and this is to place the November 3rd, 2020 election for mayor and alderpersons for wards 1, 2, and 5 on the election on the ballot. Also, the awarding of the Cartmel Scholarship will be on the ballot. So we passed an ordinance last night to do that.
That's almost a formality, I guess, but
it
necessary to make it official.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we all knew that pretty much. By the way, the Cartmel Scholarship is something that doesn't get a lot of attention. I don't know who publicizes that, but that I believe that's a scholarship to Vanderbilt, isn't it?
It is.
And
It
used to be. I think the amount that the amount of it is probably not. It's been the same all these years, but how much ever it is now doesn't go as far as it did 50 years ago.
That's
it's
right.
It's still a nice scholarship.
It is. The Cartmel family established that money for scholarship to Vanderbilt for students, and they asked that the city of Lebanon sort of monitor that and place it on the ballot. You have to, excuse me, you have to apply just like you would if you were running for election. Pick up a petition, get 25 people to sign it for you, 25 voters, and you're on the ballot.
And you can have any number of them that if they meet the requirements there.
That's right.
Where you live and
the last few years it's only been one young man, and I forget his name, but anyway, and he's won it. Of course, he's been the only one on the ballot, so he's won it for the last few years.
we may be upsetting his apple cart.
I'm sorry
this morning, but it's there, and it was there for a reason, and the generosity of that family many years ago. But I know there's been a number of people who have benefited from that over the years.
That's true. That's true. It's
So
nice.
that was your 2 items last night?
That was the 2 items last night that we've talked about today.
What do you have? Do you have give each one of all the members of the council opportunity to speak? And was any surprises or anything out of that we need to talk about?
Well, one kind, but I don't know whether we need to talk about it or not. We had several families over on the street here in town. I'm not going to pinpoint it or talk about them, but they were having some neighborly disputes over a piece of property there, and they were using the codes department, the police department, is sort of weaponizing them against each other. And the police department, the codes department have been there several times, and we're looking at taking part of that property over for the city to belong to anybody. There won't be a dispute over. We have paved it, and we have put some water lines and done some work in there. So, and there is a misunderstanding. We're not sure who owns that piece of property, or whether the city owns it or somebody else owns it. So we're going to have it surveyed and find out who owns it, and then decide what to do with it.
This sounds like something on Andy Griffith.
You're exactly right. Exactly right. And
Family Feud.
Yeah, well, neighbors do have differences once in a while, and we appreciate it if you don't involve the city.
As far as storm damage, anything we need to say about that? I mean, obviously there's some power lines down, I saw one pole actually on West Main where it was had seemed like it had broken off at the bottom and was just leaning over. I mean, things like that can be dangerous. They have to be fixed, but you can't fix everything all at once. And
they can.
I guess everything's getting back.
Yeah, we had a lot of trees and brush down in front of the Mitchell house. No damage to the Mitchell house or the trees on the property, but right in front where you turn by the bank to go into North Castle Heights, it was closed for a while while we cleared away the trees. I saw one tree down across, I believe it's Tarver, right there beside the Presbyterian Church. It was across the road. And when I passed by it, they had it blocked off. They hadn't got there to clean it up yet, but it's gone now. Everything's back to normal. A lot of brush down.
Yeah. Well, how are things going? We haven't talked about this in really, I don't think you and I in quite some time, but we've had this ongoing program about the sewer, and I think maybe mostly sewer rehab. And so is that through, or is it still?
A lot of it's been done, but I think we're still trying to. When we go in, when there's a sewer problem, we'll go in and we rehab it rather than just kind of fix the problem. We're using that opportunity to replace some old clay pipes and everything. Yeah. We're still doing that.
Well, as some of that has been around a long time. It needed a facelift for want of a better term, and some repair work. But that, to some degree, is an ongoing thing because, of course, we build new sewer lines. They last a long time, but sometime or another they're going to need some repair, some upkeep.
They don't last forever.
Right.
So
I guess I think we have good water here, and the water system seems to be doing fine.
We have good water system and water treatment plant. We always rank very high in our testing, up in the upper 90s. So we have a safe water system. Now, we'll have a lot of people come through testing your water will tell you that it's terrible, but it's not. It's extremely safe.
Where would we be if whenever they did it, probably before you and I were even here, that started getting water out of the Cumberland River for the city of Lebanon? That is so great, really.
Oh, absolutely. And one good thing about Lebanon, Wilson County, we are positioned in a perfect place. We have water close to the airport. Now we have interstate highways, and we're just in an ideal location.
I don't know if growth is. I guess growth. Everything has slowed down and changed a little bit here in the last 2 months, but. Any reason to think growth is not with us and going to continue to be something to deal with?
No, I don't think so. I'm sure it has slowed down some, but we're still building houses and taking care of all of that. We're still in a growth mode.
Well, as far as relaxing of more issues regarding COVID-19, the coronavirus, anything from your office that you want to tell us?
A couple things. We've got some good news. Today, the barbershops and beauty salons and nail salons are opening up on a limited basis. As you can see, I need a haircut really bad. Oh, Brad, I need you. But they're opening up today, and be patient with them because they have some guidelines they have to adhere to, and they will keep everybody safe. But we're happy that they're opening back up. And I think the governor and the president are kind of in a mode of reopening business back up, and we really need to do that. We've taken an economic hit with this virus, and we need to get business back.
Well, it'll be budget time before long.
Yep, we're working on the budget. We have 2 months there with the tornado and with the coronavirus, where we don't know what sales tax is going to look like. And the budget that I will be presenting to the council will be a status quo budget. There'll be no raises. We're freezing hiring for now. Cut spending way back. We're not spending any money that's not absolutely necessary just to keep government running at this time. Yeah. Now, probably August, September, we'll take another look at the budget, see what the sales tax numbers are doing, and if we can loosen up, and then we will. But as for now, we plan to hold the budget very tight.
All right. Well, the time's come and gone. Thanks for being with us. See you next time.
Thank you.
Lebanon Mayor Bernie Ash, and that's it for a Wednesday. Join us tomorrow. Till then, I wish you a wonderful day.